Hello friends, my name is Chandra and today we are going to talk about how to make a PhD application, and we have with us Izabella Agardi. Isabella, could you
Hi.
please tell us something about
Hi.
yourself?
Yes, I'm a historian from Hungary, and my field of expertise is Central European women's history, oral history, rural populations, um, and also narrative theories.
You've been in academics for a long time. You've got two master's degrees and then a PhD. So could you please tell us about your academic background?
You mean my experiences in
Yes.
academia? Yeah, well, those were really varied because I started my studies in Hungary in a Hungarian academic background, and then through one of the first mobility programs all across the EU, I got a chance to actually study in the EU and get a PhD in the Netherlands. So, and that was a somewhat of a great shift in my life. And so I managed to experience different systems of education.
So you've studied in Hungary, then in Netherlands. Like, what was the difference between the systems in two countries?
In the Netherlands, I was much more cared for, and I was much more babied as a student, even though I was already a PhD student. In Hungary, I felt a little more left alone, which is also good because then you get a chance to develop your own academic interests and do your own readings. But in Holland, that kind of structured way of working, of carrying out a research according to a specific set research plan or working plan, that was a bit of a security, a feeling of safety. And the fact that I can actually say that I could consult with my supervisor, with my professor, once every week, that's something that's a bit of a rarity. And I had that luxury there.
Okay. Now, see, you've been into academics for a while, and you work with researchers. Now, someone who is planning to get into research or wants to do a PhD. So, what do you think are the essential requirements for admission to PhD?
Well, the basic thing is you have to have good grades from school. That's something that's a bit of a given when somebody wants to do a PhD, that that person has good grades. It's very good if you get a sense of a general topic that you are passionate about, that you really want to get to the bottom of, that is rather focused, not very big, not very wide, but a specific topic that you have a lot of reading done, and you have gained kind of an overall panoramic knowledge about, and create a good research proposal, a very convincing one, with lots of references to all the literatures that have been written on the specific subject, and get a good or two good names to promote you. Usually PhD students want to, they don't apply to schools, they apply to study from specific professors. So seek out the professors. That's very important. They are very accessible. You can email them, you can write them, you can befriend them, and tell them about your topic before you apply, so that they get a sense of your work, what your passion and your interest is on, and then they can promote you. It's very important.
So you said research proposal is one of the most important components.
Well, it is very important. Yes, it doesn't. Nothing else substitutes for a good proposal.
So how a good research proposal should look like?
It should be about a brief, 4 or 5 pages. It should be very well structured. It should immediately in the beginning, in the introduction part, state the topic and the relevance for the topic, then meaning the wider everyday relevance of it, and then it should contain an overview of all the literatures that have been, that according to your knowledge have been written about the subject, and pointing out where what kind of gap in the scholarship your research will fill. And you should argue that very convincingly. And also a good research proposal needs to have the how. Yes, we know what you want to research, why it is important to do it, and how you will go about doing it. So writing about a short section, a few paragraphs about your methodology, it's very, very important. And that way professors or the panel of judges will get a sense of how prepared you are methodologically as well. It's very important. You can have the best idea in the world if you don't know how to go about it. And it of course needs to have a social relevance, and it needs a demonstrated social relevance, so you need to devote a short section to that, and then bibliography.
Many a times, people who have been out of studies, they did their masters, say, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now they want to do a PhD, and they do not have, they have professional experience. Yeah. So you can say they are practitioners. Mm-hmm. So what do you recommend for them?
Now in academia, the professional experience is gaining more and more value, because academia, and a lot of people in the academia, scholars, have realized that they have lost touch with the real world. And in order for academia to retain its relevance in the world and to be in touch with the results of academic work or scholarly work, as well as how it influences, how the real world influences academic knowledge production. Real world professional experience is really very important. So if somebody can connect their experiences to a topic that they are really interested in and well read about, then that can be a very nice combination for an application. And it can be a very good reason. For example, if somebody has been in a particular line of business for 20 years, like, I don't know, they have been, museum managers, and now they want to do a PhD on, a specific period of art history or art management, then they can certainly integrate those experiences into the proposal. And that's very advantageous at the end.
Yeah, since you work with researchers, if you have to recruit someone as a PhD student, mm-hmm. or as a PhD researcher, mm-hmm. what are the things we should look at?
What I look at is inquisitive mind, a very open mind, a general, wide learnedness, that there is a kind of a wide knowledge of different fields of expertise. I look at a kind of passion for the research subject, and I look for somebody who can actually see beyond their particular research. That somebody who is open-minded and wide-brained enough to see the real-life consequences or relevances of their research topic. So it's not enough, and many times that's what PhD students do. They really are so honed in on their own topics and projects that they kind of forget about the larger relevance of their work, which I think is always a good thing if somebody can place their work into a larger context. So that's what I'm looking for in a researcher.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks.